will feel the difference? Of course, they're politicians, and we'd like to hear from them, but we also want to hear from political analyst Thom Serafin. Thom, how would you best describe what people will notice under the tenureship and the mayoralship of Rahm Emanuel, the change?
Well, he's going to have his hands on. You're either part of the solution or part of the problem. Get on the train or get off the train. As far as he's concerned, he's not going to waste any time dealing with people that are ineffective. And I think it's really interesting. You hear what Senator Durbin told Mike Flannery earlier. 22 years ago, safety on the streets and the schools were the #1 issue. You just heard from the residents that Anita was talking to. Safety on the streets, very, very important issues. So, I mean, those are issues he needs to get out of the way. And then you just had that pretty good interview with Alderman Pat O'Connor. He's going to be the chairman of the Workforce Development and Audit Committee. He's going to have the opportunity and the power to kill legislation before it gets on the floor of the city council. That's the kind of power that Alderman Burke has wielded for a long time as finance. Alderman O'Connor will have that kind of power right now in the city council. It's going to be very interesting.
And Thom, one of the quotes that kind of goes along about to what you were speaking about that I saw recently, if you think you need someone who is just patient, Rahm Emanuel recently said, and not ready to break some eggs to get things done, then the 55% of folks who voted for me made a mistake. So how much, I asked Senator Durbin the same thing. I mean, the old Rambo, the attack dog, the in-your-face guy, the guy who is filled with profanity, is that guy still there? Is that really who he is?
Yeah, well,
who is this man?
Yeah, you know, of course he is, but he matures like we all mature, and he understands that. He's no longer running the White House. He's no longer working for Bill Clinton. He's now running his own house, and he's doing it for himself. So he's going to do it a little bit differently, but that tenacity, that attitude is still there. He's going to be up in the morning at 5 o'clock. He's going to be driving the team, and if the team isn't interested in being driven, he's going to ask them to move on and bring somebody else in. I mean, he's keeping Kerry Austin on the budget committee. He's keeping Danny Solis on the zoning committee. So, I mean, he's keeping some of the stalwarts from the other administration there. So he believes in what they're capable of doing. They just have to serve now, and they're going to be serving Rahm Emanuel, Mayor Emanuel.
Thom, we got to go to a break, but before we do, I just want to ask you very quickly, what, if you can, I know we've seen some excerpts of this speech, we've seen a few releases, what do you think the tone of Mayor Rahm Emanuel's inaugural speech will be?
Everybody's got to come forward, and everybody has to be part of the solution. As far as he's concerned, this is a city of neighborhoods of all kinds of diversity, and we're going to bring it together, and we're going to solve the problems together. We have almost probably close to $1 billion in deficits when you take consideration the schools, the CTA, the budget in the city, in departments. Everybody's going to have a 10% cut. We got to do it together, and we're going to do it together because I'm leading that fight, and I'm the first one that's going to be hitting the streets.
Chicago together. That is the theme of today's festivities. Thom Serafin, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We're going to be right back with more of Good Day Chicago in a moment, live from Millennium Park. Back in a moment.